Yeah, we live.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back or welcome to Orange County's very own podcast. I'm your host, a.k.a. Louis. Proud to introduce my brother for life, Austin Milby, a.k.a. KAADENZE. What's going on, man? How we feeling?
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, it's been how long? Since the very first OCVO podcast, bro. It was me and you.
Uno.
It was me and you. I think we used an iPhone, right?
Yeah, straight up.
And
that was before I had the new one.
Dude,
was bunk.
It's easily been 10 months. I'm just
Too
blessed.
long.
Hey,
Too
I'm blessed
long.
to be here. We're in KAADENZE studio,
Straight
and I'm on
up.
OCVO. I couldn't be more happy right now, dog. If I'm gonna be straight up.
Hey,
But
the energy is same level, bro. I'm matching you. I'm hyped to be here. Grateful that we
sir.
get to use this studio. Lots of memories, experiences have happened and to continue, man. But to hop into this episode, man, thank you for joining us. If you have not been here before, thank you for tuning in, man. We've had a few episodes. This is episode number 5. If you haven't checked out any of the other ones, hop to the YouTube channel. It'll be in the link in the description below. Or you can hop on to Instagram at Orange County's very own, all the way spelt out. Or you can hop to my my personal Instagram at Makai_Louis. Check out all the content that we have already posted. And we have a lot of episodes to go, man. We are just getting this thing started and really excited about this episode in particular. We've been holding out on it for a little bit, but nonetheless, we're here now. This is a very special episode to us both, and that's why Austin's here today, too, because we're going to talk about our journey with the one and only 75 Hard program that me and Austin embarked on. I don't know, what, a month and a half ago? I mean, we started it back in April.
we finished on the 20. You finished on the 26th. Of June. I finished on the 27th of June.
Yep.
So yeah, it's not crazy long time ago. I
Feels
just want to
like
say,
it, man. Time has been moving slow, thankfully.
You know, and I want to be honest, just real quick. Like,
of course.
Typically, me and Clayton are behind the camera.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, like the things that Makai has to say, every time we film an episode, I cannot wait until till Friday when you release it, and I get to listen to it while I'm working. I don't usually listen to podcasts, but like I'm gonna tell you right now, Makai's got something going on for him. He speaks very, very, very valuable wisdom, and so I just want to say thanks for continuing to just do your thing, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Like,
without you, I couldn't be doing it right now. And same thing for my boy Clayton behind the lens. You guys don't get to see much of him, but he is he's the mastermind behind this whole thing.
He's the tech guy.
Shout out my boy. Just to hop into this intro a little bit further. Wow, you gonna make me cry or what, dog?
No.
I'm just playing.
I mean, you can if you want.
Hey, this podcast, bro, there's gonna be tears, laughter, seriousness, mostly seriousness, but lots of laughter and a lot of other things. So beware of it. If you haven't been here, like I said, go check out the other ones. You know what the deal is. So really quick, announcements-wise, we don't have a lot, but my dad is hosting a show at the Tiki Bar in Costa Mesa, Vince Louis, and our boy KAADENZE, the one and only, is going to be performing that night.
Yes.
Whole bunch of the homies are going to be there. The link is in his bio, or you can just type it in on the internet. KAADENZE with 2 A's. You can see it behind us. KAADENZE.com. If you can't see it, either way, KAADENZE.com.
They're going to tag me in the video, so you can always just...
We'll make it easy. We'll make it easy. Nonetheless.
September 11th, and that's a Saturday night.
There it is,
so
baby.
So at this point...
It's not hard to remember, you know.
It's not hard to remember, and at this point, Saturday night, Tiki Bar, if you love a decent dive bar and you love live music... Better live music than the same band that plays at Rems every Saturday night with Stuart. There's no reason why you shouldn't pull up. It's going to be super fun. Would seriously love if you guys just supported me, showed some love, and came out. I'm really trying to mosh pit.
Yeah,
I'm trying to have a fun time.
It's going to be an absolute banger. Do not miss out on this. I'm telling you.
Bars
Cancel
are
your
open.
Plans out. It's way far in advance. Plan it out. Schedule it out. Bring all the homies. It's going to be a really good time, man.
It's going to be fun.
So definitely be there.
September 11th, Saturday night. Ticket link in my bio.
Let's go. We're gonna run it. We're gonna run this town, man. Be there.
And we're gonna have some guest performances.
I'll be guest performing. Our boy Haptic, a.k.a. Taylor Watley's gonna be performing as well. It's gonna be a banger. I'm just telling you right now.
Big B,
we're not trying to. Big
I
B.
just told him.
Everybody.
And then we're gonna have an A-list artist there as well, so you don't want to miss that.
You don't. So, anyways, again, Saturday 9/11 Tiki Bar, Costa Mesa, link in bio. You know what the deal is.
Yes,
to hop into this thing, man. We're gonna go through type of like a Q&A type style, just to help with kind of structuring this whole thing. To be quite honest with you, I could talk about my journey on this program. I'm sure Austin could feel the same way. I could talk about this for hours, man. Unlimited content, just in regards to the day in and day out, just effort of going through the program, the takeaways, the breakthroughs, you name it, man. I mean, I could literally talk about it for a long time. But so we're going to try to condense it with just using like a Q&A type structure. So bear with us. I'll be talking about this for a long time. And this thing changed my life. This program changed my life. Shout out to Andy Frisella, man. One day I'll meet you. I'm not going to say will. I will at some point. We'll meet you face to face and just tell you my gratitude for laying the groundwork and doing what you had to do for your life, and being able to structure it and put it into fruition and have thousands of people's lives change. One thing as a disclaimer, as we talk more about this episode has nothing to do about convincing anybody to do this program. This was an individual choice of myself and Austin as well. He'll dive into that, and same with me. But honestly, anything that I do, this Orange County's very own podcast, this is not about convincing people to live a life like I live or to create something like that or create a type of culture like that. I'm just trying to share my story and my journey of trying to become the best version of myself and bring along my brothers, people that are close to me, people that inspire and motivate me to hopefully bring value to anybody, even if it's a snippet or one sentence that just changes somebody's day or changes their trajectory in their life. That's what this is about, man.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this program so much, because he's also not trying to convince anybody to do this or do anything. But one thing I can tell you, again, from a disclaimer point, I'm not going to try to convince you, sell you. I'm not getting paid for talking about this program. But I can tell you it is absolutely life-altering and will give you the foundation to live a life where you are constantly leveling up your mentality, your spirituality. You choose really what you want to implement it based on your life and your behaviors and things like that. But it'll change everything about who you are. No one will be able to recognize the type of person that you are afterwards. And quite frankly, doing it the way that it was designed, like we both did, and kept each other accountable to do so, it's very noticeable to us. No doubt about it. Yeah. But nonetheless, we're going to hop into the Q&A, man. So, my boy, first question to start.
Yeah.
Why did you start? What made you start the 75 Hard program?
I feel like, for me, one of the biggest reasons that I started, so the whole program, as Micaiah has stated in different podcasts before this, is the fact that this program is not a physical program. It's not like a Jenny Craig or whatever. Like, you're trying to change your physical.
Straight up.
What attracted me to this program was the fact that this is a mental toughness program. Just with the insight, if you don't know, some people do know. For me, I'm an artist. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to artistry, especially with my music, you create based off of your mental space. Yeah. Like, everything is mental. Not only am I an artist, but I've been diagnosed with ADHD. Mm-hmm. And that's a story about, when I was young, I was hyper, but I got to the point where as I grew older, I grew out of that hyperness and I grew into this stage of like, I'm a heavy thinker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm always thinking. Now the hyper, instead of it being physical, the hyperness is mental.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this thought. I'm overthinking about this. Oh, I'm double guessing about this. You know what I'm saying? And like,
oh yeah.
When it comes down to the music and being a creative, it takes a toll. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have different thoughts in my head. Like, even just chasing on this journey for me mentally, I have thoughts of, yo, my music's not being heard by the people that I think it should be, or
Right.
hey, this song, these lyrics aren't hitting hard enough, or whatever. Mentally, it's taken a toll on me, and it's been something that I've struggled with since 2018 when I decided, and I felt God tell me that, yo, music is the purpose that I have for your life.
Yeah. It's hard.
So I feel like I had gotten to a point, it being 2021, where I had done shows, I had made music, whatever, 2-3 years into the game. But there was this piece of me of like, yo, why is shit not happening yet?
Right.
Why isn't he opening for so-and-so?
Where's
These
that
bigger
breakthrough
name
coming?
Yeah, where's this breakthrough? Why is he only getting this amount of streams? And like, I'm not gonna cap, the time that I started 75 Hard, mentally I was the lowest that I've been probably my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's scary, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm the type too where
man.
I'm sober off of drugs, one of which was pills, Xanax. That was one of my drugs of choice.
Yeah.
And when I had gotten sober, I even made a pact to myself that I don't need prescription drugs to like numb the after effects that came, which I'm talking depression, anxiety, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I got to this low point in my life where it was almost like, yo, I'm considering hitting up doctors, like I need help.
Right.
And I started this program for the fact of, I heard one podcast. I was driving home from the high school music video shoot, and Makai texted me, he said, bro, listen to this podcast on your way home. And it was all about sacrifice. And I listened to that podcast, and it just spoke to me. And it was like within that 25-30 minute drive home, I was like, yo, I'm gonna put that hold on, I'm gonna go to pills to try to numb me, even though it's doctor prescribed.
Right.
And you know what, I'm gonna try to put my faith in this program, because the whole point is like, there are so many good things out there, but it takes dedication to start, but then also it takes the consistency, and it takes
relentless, bro. It's relentless
that's it.
effort. It's relentless
it's
effort.
relentless effort. Like,
100,000%.
you have, like, there's programs out there that like you have to trust it. And I feel like this was the first time I ever felt or heard of a mental toughness program.
Yeah,
so
bro.
I said, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, dude, I told Makai, because one of the things about the program was no drinking.
Yeah,
I told Makai, I said, yo, bro, I'll go till day 25. It's my birthday. I'll have a couple drinks, but I'll be all right. And then I'll keep doing the program. And that's not what happened, bro.
Nah.
I got to that point where it's like my birthday hit, and mentally I had been doing the same things every day, growing
Monotonous
effort, monotonous activities. And I got to that point in my birthday, and hell no, I ain't drinking. Because I'm starting to get my feet under me, and I'm starting to realize that, yo, I have control of my life, bro. And like, I'll never forget, even those first 3 weeks, at day 21 was the first time in my life that I felt like, yo, I've got control.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So,
That's
I mean,
big time.
I started the program because I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
I was at the place where, yo, I kind of want to look to doctors' help. But in reality, doctors are gonna offer me personally, and this is based off of my own opinion and my own experience.
Yeah.
They'll give me medication to numb it for a certain, as long as I'm on it, it's gonna numb it. Yeah, it's gonna Band-Aid it.
Band-Aid operations, man.
I got to that point, but then I remembered, I said, no, when I got sober from day one, 2016, September 10th, like.
Cheers to you on that, bro.
I said, this is just what I need. So I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
And that's why I started this, because I got to the point of ground zero. I was in a dark place. I heard about this program, Makai, in which I trust, just as much as myself. Like, he knows what he's talking about. He hit me up about it. In reality, that's all God's work. You know what I'm saying?
Amen,
like, there's no reason he was gonna start it, and then he hits me up about it that same day. He was preparing for it for like a week.
Yeah, I'm about to go into that right now.
He was gonna go into it, like, preparing for it for a week. He hit me up, man, and it was one day. I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
that's just what I need.
That's why I respected it so much too, because it was like less than 24 hours before you made your decision.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, episode 14, Andy Frisella, go check it out. It's real, man. Yeah. It's real. The things that are talked about, just who he is and everything. Big reason why I started it as well. You got to respect goats, and like you have the humility behind it at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, you could have looked at me and like the reasons why I am, which I'm about to jump into right now, and been like, nah, I'll go the other way. But you have to have humility at any point in your life to be like, I'm open to hearing somebody else's opinion.
And like,
and
yeah,
whatever
maybe
like validate
right.
validate it. Figure out who you're listening to for sure. Do your homework, no doubt. I mean, I did a lot of homework before I hopped into this thing, man. And just to hop into the reason why I started this, like, just like Austin, man, I was in a dark place. I fell into a lot of the excuses that COVID brought onto a lot of us, man. And for a lot of us that are still going through life right now into 2021 that are still writing those excuses, I was in it deep, man. Most drinking I've ever done in my life. And just honestly, I created behaviors and habits that I'm completely disgusted with now and will never go back to. But it was taking me further and further away from my purpose in this life and in this world. And I was losing myself. And there was I used to stay up very late, man, during COVID. And one of the nights that I was up late, I was just on Instagram, man, just going through the funnel, like, going profile to profile of just entrepreneurs, people, mentors, and people that I listen to. And I found Andy Frisella deep in this funnel, man, like random. I was looking at real estate stuff, and I found Andy Frisella's profile, and I started just kind of poking around, and I listened to one of his podcasts, which just happened to be the podcast that he talks about 75 Hard in. And I remember this was like, I don't know, midweek, and I was like, I'm going to start it on Monday. Monday comes around, and I don't start the damn program. And you know why? Because my mentality was shit. It was absolutely terrible, man. And what was crazy is I was at a point where I was believing my excuses. All of them. That was in that deep, man. Anyways, here comes Monday. I don't start the program. So I'm in my head. I finish my day at work, and I'm like, okay, if my fat ass did not start this program today, I at least got to work out. So I go into the gym, or not the gym at the time. I was working out at my home gym. I created this little thing, and I'm out there. I'm getting the workout in, dreading it, dreading every single second that I'm out there. No. And mainly now looking back on it, it's because I didn't start the program. I was pissed at myself, but I was trying to, maneuver. Where my mentality was just absolute trash. So I was just all these excuses, whatever, hating and dreading my workout. I set down like a 55-pound curl bar. Pop, pop. Lo and behold, I have to go to the ER that night and have 4 bulge discs. God willing, I didn't do anything worse to it, but if you know my story, I aggravated the same injury that put me out from playing D1 football. Put me out from not living my life anymore. Couldn't sit down, couldn't lay down, couldn't stand up, couldn't live life. And I was 21 years old. And I just experienced this after not having back issues because I was taking care of myself and doing what I needed to do. And there I am laying in an ER bed at 3 a.m. with my pops. And I remember just laying there and, after listening to Andy Frisella and the 75 Hard and learning about what this was all about, and just laying there knowing that I didn't start that day, I was kind of like in a pity moment of like, this is what happens when you keep putting off the shit in your life that you need to do, Makai. God placed this opportunity late at night about this program that will work. And if you know my story, I put myself not through something similar to this program, but I lived this lifestyle that we're going to talk about for longer than 75 days consistently. again, wasn't hitting all the same tasks and the way that this program was structured, but I did the work, man. And I know the benefits and the life-changing behaviors and habits that come from living a lifestyle like this. And I put it off for a year to two. And now I'm here sitting in this ER bed. And I made the decision that night. I texted my chiropractor, shout out Dr. Hoops. I'm gonna keep shouting you out, bro. In Fullerton, I texted him and said, I need to come in every single day this week. I'm starting this program on Monday, but I'm in the ER and I can't move. It was that bad where like everybody had to help me, from getting out of bed, going to the bath. I mean, you name it. It was bad. It was real bad. It was scary, man. You know, I got a child of my own. Like, that's one of the biggest fears of my life, is not being able to do what I can as a father. And my life was flashing in front of my eyes, you know, and it was time to make changes. And like, honestly, my mentality started that day, and I hadn't even started 75 hard. It was a stance that I was going to take against myself, that I was going to do everything in my power to make the changes necessary and live the lifestyle I know I need to live to be a high performing and high quality individual. And so from that day, it was a Monday that happened. From Tuesday through that following Monday, when I actually started this program, I went to the chiropractor twice a day, and I started doing my 2 workouts a day, walking 45 minutes at a time. This was before I started the program. This was the hardest shit I've had to go through. The amount of pain I was going through at that time, it was the first time, and much like Austin, I used to indulge into Xanax myself and painkillers, whatever I could, and it was scary to know that I really couldn't, the pain that I was going through, I could not go without pills. And so I had to actually take pills during this time. But I told myself, again, after this dose is done, you're not going back to the doctor and getting more. You're going to go through it by just moving and starting this program. So long story short, we get to Monday, we start the program, and the journey starts. And from that day, I never looked back. So that's why I started, man.
It's almost, you know what I'm thinking too? I mean, after finishing the program, now that I am the way that I am, the man that I am, and what I've learned from this program, it's almost scary to think about, I told myself I'm going to do something and I didn't do it.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
no choice now.
There is no choice.
There really
but it
isn't,
was
bro.
like, that was such a way of life, bro,
Yeah.
where it was,
Always compromising,
I'm
bro.
going to go on a run. I got some shows coming up.
Yeah.
But then I wouldn't do it, and I would tell myself some excuse of like, no, you're chilling, like you ate a little bit too much today,
Right.
you might throw up, like
Yeah, exactly.
but it's like, bro, from where I'm at today, it's like, it is scary for me personally. It is scary to think that I at one time would tell myself I was going to do something and I didn't have the power to follow through on that.
Yeah, no, I feel that. And
You know what I'm
honestly,
saying?
yeah, I
Like-
do, bro. And like, honestly, one thing that motivates me too is I never want to go back to that human that I was ever again.
No
bro.
shot.
After doing what we did, and I messed up, guys. I didn't realize that I didn't explain 75 hard. So we're gonna do that really quick.
Okay.
We already talked about why we started, but really quick. This is a mental toughness program. This has nothing to do about fitness goals. It's not about losing weight, going fat to skinny, skinny to muscle. Has literally nothing about it has anything to do about your physical change. This is strictly about mental toughness, your mentality, and to set you up for being able to be the person you were designed to be. Now, the way that you do that, 75 hard is 75 days consistently of attacking tasks that you have to complete by the time that you go to bed. First one on the list, you got to do 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outdoors. The second one is you got to follow a diet. You have to drink a gallon of water. You cannot drink any alcohol or have any cheat meals or cheat snacks. You have to read 10 pages of a non-fictional or professional development book. Professional, personal development just can't be non-fiction. And you have to take a progress picture every day. Now, the thing about this program and what attracted me to it so much was the fact that you can't compromise or deviate from any of these. What I mean by that is say you have 2 45-minute workouts, right? One has to be outdoors. You got to do the outdoor workout. Doesn't matter what's going on outside, how hot, cold, whatever's going on, you got to do it. Yep. It can't be 44 minutes. Say you attack all these tasks on this list. You do everything, but you hit a 44-minute workout on one of your workouts. The other one could have been 45 minutes.
Restart.
You have to restart on day one.
Day one.
Even
Restart.
if it's day 75. Doesn't matter. You have to do this to a T. You cannot drink an ounce less of a gallon of water. So you have to be hyper-focused on everything that you're doing. We'll get into more of what we did to overcome and be able to track this and everything else. But nonetheless, that is what the 75 Hard program is. 75 days, no compromise, no deviation, consistently, day after day after day. Now, the beautiful thing about what Andy Frisella did is he kind of made it easy for us. There's a $5 app on the App Store that you can get to track your progress every single day. Mm-hmm. You can set up reminders for yourself that your phone gets, just like any app does, like when you get a Snapchat from a homie or someone likes your photo, whatever it is, and it will literally help. I mean, luckily I had my boy with me. You know, we would check in with each other every single day. But if you're doing this alone individually, the app is the way to go. Go grab the book as well. Phenomenal read. Me and Austin both read it in our first few weeks, and just gives you the reality behind this. Because at the end of the day, man, there are people that do this program and there are people that actually do this program. And when I started this, I didn't want to do this half-assed. Anything I do in this life, man, I do it full bore. If you know me, you know that's the vibe, bro. Mm-hmm. And this was not going to be any different. And so Austin knew that as well. And like, you know, as we went through this whole thing, we kept each other accountable. You know, like literally when it says no cheat meals or no alcohol, that you can't have a sip of your girlfriend's wine or like whatever it is, bro. You can't do anything. No compromise, no deviation. Yeah. So, anyways, that's a 75 Hard program. We're gonna hop to the next question, though. So. Next question is, what was the most challenging task for you, and what was the most challenging thing for you overall during the 75 Hard program, the 75 days? So again, what was the most challenge? We'll start there. What was the most challenging task for you out of those? What is it? First. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go for it. All right. So, all right. All right. So, the most challenging task for me, bro. If you guys know me, the water was an easy one. I drink over a gallon a day. Always drink more water, bro.
Drink more water.
You already know the vibe, bro. It's every day. I drink water nonstop. I learned the benefits that our human bodies get from drinking water, and I'll never go back. But it's the no alcohol or cheat meals, without a doubt, man. I've been a chunky boy my entire life, whether it was my choice or not. I've just always been a chunky boy, and I've always loved food. I'm a big foodie dude. I love food. I love the art of food, people cooking it, whatever. But that was the hardest piece for me, bro. And I'll say the reason why is because I come from a family that cooks a lot of food. We have a lot of events. We have a lot of parties. And there's always good food around. We just like eating. I'm Samoan. If you know Samoans, we like to eat. It's just what it is. But food's always been a vice for me. And especially going into this program, it was a big vice for me, man. I broke past some boundaries I thought I would never go past ever again when it came to food. And it dug me deeper because I finally had a big boy job, had money to actually go eat food that I wanted to. Whatever, and I was going in. Literally whenever I wanted to. DoorDash was available, all that. You already know. And then obviously no alcohol. I mean, at the end of the day, we're in our 20s, man, and society and where we're at and like what all of our friends and family like to do is go out and drink, have a nice beer after work, whatever. Happy hours, events. You name it, man, and it's just part of our social nature at this point. And so those were my hardest, man, and really just because a part of this program as well is like, and I'll talk about this also and going like what was the overall toughest thing on my program was challenging myself to not isolate myself during this program. He talks about it in the book and on his other podcasts as well, to be able to do this program while putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. I put myself in positions to go on a vacation during this program where I knew there was going to be nothing but cheat meals, cheap food, alcohol, whatever. There was going to be, all of my vices were going to be there right in front of me. And he talked about putting yourself in those positions and being able to still overcome it and stick to what you need to stick to your commitments. And so few that were there at the lake, they know. I mean, I was waking up at 5 a.m. to hit my first workout, wait the 3 to 4 hours in between to hit the next one while everyone's still sleeping, get my pages read. Like, you just got to do whatever you got to do to make sure you get done what you need to do. And nonetheless, man, that was the most challenging task and overall challenge about the program that, you know, I had to overcome. And again, just put myself in uncomfortable situations to overcome those and really challenge myself, because at the end of the day, it's like, I've talked about this in my other podcast as well, is a big reason why I wanted to start this program as well was creating foundational behaviors and habits that are going to be sustainable for the remainder of my life, to be that high quality and that high performing individual that I know I can be and that I know God designed me to be. And if I wasn't going to be able to put myself in positions where I'm at work events celebrating like massive wins, or going on vacations, or just being around things that I know I would typically compromise and deviate from my overall goals, how was I ever going to be able to do that for the remainder of my life, or put myself in those positions where I could overcome things strictly by using what's in between my two ears? So what about you, Mil?
Well, I was going to say, how many nights did you have during 75 Hard where, like, you had to get that second workout in? And it was, like, late.
Oh, man.
I had
Countless. Austin knows. Austin knows my yeah.
This fool used to FaceTime me, and it's like 11:30, 12 at night. He's just walking Brookhaven.
Just got my son down. Just got my son down to sleep.
And I'm like, all right, for sure. I think for me, I had like 3 nights where it was in the first week. I'll never forget. I went over to Clayton's house, and Makai pulled up too.
Yeah. I
think I was showing him the demo video for high school. And, like, I was all hyped about him. Like, hey, yo, I'm trying to, like, let me drive out. I need to show you guys this. Like, I'm all hyped. Yeah. And so I ended up driving out, showing him, stayed till, like, 10:30. Got home at 11. I'm like, yo, I got to go do my last workout. And I just remember, like, when I was doing that workout, there was no cars. It's like a Tuesday night.
And these aren't strolls. When we say we do walks,
no.
These are not strolls, bro.
I'm talking 25-pound weight vest on me.
Intervals of running,
half walking.
And this is intentful walking. That everything you do in this program is intentful.
Yeah, I wasn't freaking just.
No, we ain't strolling in the park, my guy.
Yeah,
that's not what's going down.
Every workout that I did, I wore a hoodie, and I did that on purpose because if I didn't sweat through my hoodie, I know I didn't work hard enough.
Yeah,
and
bro.
I'll tell you right now, dog.
That's what I'm talking about.
Every workout that I did, I sweat through a hoodie, bro. And all I can say is I'm thankful that I had as many hoodies as I do. Like,
hoodie season in the summer, baby.
Bro, that's it. So, I feel like the hardest thing about 75 Hard for me was very similar to Makai. The no drinking and the diet at first wasn't hard. Diet. It wasn't hard at first. But one of the aspects of my diet was no sweets. And that began to increase over time to be more challenging.
Like the temptation of it? Yeah. No doubt.
Where it was like, yo, ice cream was a big thing. I was like, bro, I'm fiending. Like, I don't want to see shit.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, hey, let's have a family movie night. He just spent $12 at Yogurtland. And I'm like, damn, bro, I want to get a bite of that. But I feel like for the drinking aspect, that was tough for me.
Yeah.
And I think, and you know what, I'm going to be vulnerable. I told Makai, one of the things that I feel like got me into the dark hole that I was in before I started this program is obviously COVID season. I was laid off. I was getting unemployment. And I mean, at the same time, I was working on my music, so it was kind of a blessing for me.
Yeah. Went from full-time working to full-time.
Full-time working to, I'm getting paid full-time hours, but I was in the studio Monday through Saturday, 11 to 7 p.m.
Yep.
Creating my music, and I was still able to pay my bills. Yeah, we dropped 2 albums during that time.
Yeah.
But I told Makai that I felt like I had gotten to a point during COVID where there wasn't shit to do, and it was just sipping every night, whether it was getting, drinking too many or just drinking in general. I got to the point where
built a habit, bro.
I built a habit, and
No doubt.
I forgot what it was like to do things sober.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not how life's supposed to be. I mean, I have so much to offer just in the design and unique way that I was designed.
Yeah.
Without that, and I got lost in that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I feel like a lot of, with the no drinking, it brought me back to the reality of, like, Austin, you are designed a certain way. You don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to spend money on that. I mean, let's be real, bro. Like,
stacks up quick.
It stacks up
Y'all
quick.
know.
You don't need to be spending money on that.
Y'all know.
Like, you can be who you are just as good as if you were drinking. You know what I'm saying?
And this just proved that right.
It did. It did. And you know what?
No doubt.
And that's the whole thing too, is when we first started the program, I didn't believe that. Like, I was still in this mindset of, like, yo, dude, like, are people, because I was so used to just drinking all the time. I thought that was what was normal, and it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
well, it's normal in society for sure.
No, facts. And even for me, like, creative wise, like, I mean, I don't smoke, none of that, but
lose your vice.
With the no drinking, honestly, that was a huge thing that showed me of, like, yo, you can still create fire music, you can still have relationship with people, you can still be the person that you were originally designed to be. Like, and I feel like, for me, the drinking was pretty tough at first, but then over time, I mean, I won't even cap. Even when Clayton and Makai would come over, because we meet every Thursday night, it's the MWP entertainment team.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even going to cap. I had laughed harder just us hanging out sober, like, than I have in a long time. And, but I mean, it was tough in the fact that, like, yo, a lot of, that's just the generation. I'm not speaking on it negatively, but, like, society is, I mean, when you're in your 20s, you go out for a drink if you want to hang out kind of with people.
It just is what it is.
It is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But for me to cut that out, it was like there was a lot of times when the people that supported me, the people that loved me, we got a lot closer over that time. Like I said, Makai, Clayton, behind the camera, like, there was no weirdness. And over time, that got a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like definitely starting out, the no drinking, it was pretty tough because that's what I had formed a habit, and it takes 21 days to break a habit. So
they say.
That's what I mean. That's what they. You can Google it, whatever. But I feel like that was probably the toughest for me.
Okay. I feel that. Yeah, I feel like a lot of what we went through too was very relative. I mean, me and Austin been spending a lot of time
bro.
together.
We talked every single day.
Every day.
Like, I'm talking 2 to 3 times minimal.
Yeah, had to, man.
Minimal.
And that's another thing about this program, man. You got to have accountability. There's no accountability in general when you start this program. It's all you. No one's checking in on you. There's no bot that's hitting you up on a DM. Hey, did you do your thing today? Ain't nobody doing that.
But that's how you dictate the real from the fake. Like,
100%, bro.
This is my brother. Like I said from the beginning of this podcast, he told me about something, and Makai's character, since I've known him, has always been genuine. Makai told me about a program about mental health, sent me one podcast in which he talked about he was preparing for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He sent me one podcast. He said, yo, this is what I'm doing tomorrow. instantly, I trusted him. I'm like, you know
Didn't
what?
even tell him to do it with me.
He didn't once.
Like
He's like,
I
yo,
said,
I'm
but we
starting
don't
this program tomorrow. Like, if you want, let's go get beer and pizza right now because I'm starting this program.
I smashed a full pizza that night.
I'm starting this program tomorrow.
Shout out Lampos.
Bro, you know what? No, shout out Gina Maria's real quick.
Gina Maria's too, yeah.
But
fire.
That's the character. Micaiah has always been genuine in the way that he speaks. And, like, that's what's crazy to see him do this and for me to be able to, like, do this with him. I mean, it's... I couldn't think of anyone that if I was going to do this, no one else that I'd want to do it with. Like, so...
It was an honor, man. It was a huge blessing to me to have, you know, one of my brothers for life be able to embark on this journey with me. And like I said from the beginning, guys, like I'm not here to convince anybody of shit. I really am not, man. And that's something that I've noticed about myself too, just growth in general. It's like, you know, I've always had this piece of me that's one to inspire and motivate people because I know how dark it can get. I've been there, man. I've been on the very, very tail end of it, man. Places I never thought that my mental, spiritual, or anything about me would ever go to. So I know what that is, man. I know what being a fat ass is, bro. Like, I know what that is. I've lived that life. I know what it is to stuff my face and continuing to do it and hate myself for it, or drink myself so deep that, like, again, hate myself. Like, I've put myself in those positions because of my own choices. And, like, that's what's crazy about, well, not crazy, but what's so beautiful about this program is not only does it lay out all of your excuses out on a table for you to look at and see, it also it basically exposes everything about you, because you're putting yourself in a position where you're so vulnerable and doing the uncomfortable every single day. Again, this is monotonous stuff, guys. It's the same thing every single day, but the beauty about that and what you come to find when you actually start doing it is that is what we need to be able to get to the places that we need to go. And when I say monotonous things, this is not monotonous BS. Like, this is monotonous, intentful, purposeful actions, you know. And that's a big thing about me when it comes to speaking and, like, doing this show, or doing anything that I do, and speaking to people, talking to people, having you know, purposeful conversations, is if I'm not doing the behaviors, if I'm not paying my dues every day, I can't have those conversations. I'm not built that way. It'll stop because it's not my authentic, genuine self. So it's like when I did this program, it outlined who I need to be for the rest of my life, and that's just someone that does intentful and purposeful actions, but also now I have a foundation of behaviors and habits that are going to allow me to align that for my life. And now being able to take this program, implement my own values and structures that aren't Andy's, and be able to build my own while still using this as a foundation. But not to get off, you know, too much off topic from the questions. I wrote one sideways here because I almost forgot about it. We kind of touched on that, like what helped you keep accountable every day. It was just ourselves, man, honestly. Prayer and, like, you know, just shouting out everybody else too that was, like, a part of that program. Like I said, I went on vacation and, like, went to work events, and, like, honestly, you know, I'm not one of those people, quite frankly. Like, I can't look at my life and be like, I have people that are constantly telling me I can't do something. Like, I come from an extremely supportive background in my family that whatever I tell them that I'm going to do, they know I'm going to do it. So they support me 1,000%. And the circle that I'm blessed to be around as well, they also know that about me, and know that if I'm telling them to do something, bro, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that to the ends of the earth. So, you know, shout out to you guys, everyone that support me during this program. You guys are awesome. I love you. All right, next question. I guess we kind of touched on this too. Like, how did you overcome failing from 75 hard? I mean, we kind of talked about that as well. You know, accountability, needed an accountability partner. And shout out my boy Andrew Circa. You know, he was not even in this state. We're not even that, like, you know, we're not even that close, you know, in the same sense of, like, me and Austin. But he had done this program already, and I know he did the work, bro. I know this dude from college. I know he put the work in. And he just randomly hit me up and is like, bro, let me know when you start. I'm going to check in with you. And no BS, dude checked in with me every so often. What's going on, man? How's it going? How are the breakthroughs? What are you taking away from it? What's challenging you right now? And just having, like, people like that in your life, bro, like, going back to putting yourself, and again, this is all a choice, man. Like, you know the people that you're hanging around with. If those people are toxic and talk about things that you know you don't need to hear, bro, remove yourself from those environments, bro. Out
with them.
We don't have time for it, man. You don't have time for it. This life is very short, bro. And if you have people around you that are taking you away from your true potential, you got to get out away from them, bro. And yeah, it's going to be difficult, man. It's going to be very challenging because you're so used to having those people around you. And majority of the time, they're complying with the excuses that you're telling. Man, like work was just long today, man. I can't do that. Fuck out of here with that, dude. We don't need that. I need someone who needs to tell me, well, I don't care it's late. I don't care that you know, your son went to bed at 9:30.
It was tough, but I did this, and this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You need that in your life, bro.
Yeah.
So
and it's
again,
how long is it going to take for you to like understand that?
What do you mean?
Like, what is it for me? I was at rock bottom. Like, what is it going to take for you to understand that, yo, this person is not providing in any kind of influential, positive way.
Yeah, there's no mutual value.
For me, there's no mutual value.
Yeah, it's got to be two-way street, man. No doubt.
It has to be. It has to be.
True relationships, no doubt. We'll go towards, like, this is one of our last questions here. It's like our biggest takeaway. So this is where we kind of dig a little bit deeper too. We're going to talk about like our top 3 to 5 takeaways. Want me to go first?
Yeah, if you want. If you sound like you're ready to go.
I'm fired up, man.
He sounds like a freaking colt horse.
I could talk about this all day, bro. This is my jam.
It's your show.
Biggest takeaways, man. Number 1, sustainable habits and behaviors, and understanding what it takes for myself to put myself at a level that I know I am constantly growing. I've talked about this before on other podcasts, man. Like, there is no end for me. There's no finish line. There's no putting my cleats up. There's no nothing. There is no end, bro. And the earlier you understand that in your journey of life, the faster you get to a point where you are now in a stage where you are relentlessly chasing after challenges. Like right now, bro, I could tell you straight up, I am inviting challenges to come into my life because of where I'm at right now. And I don't want that to ever end, because every challenge that comes to me, I'm looking at it as value. Every challenge, obstacle that comes my way, I'm now trying to figure out solutions as my number 1 go-to mentally, rather than sulking in or trying to figure out how I could feel bad or feel like a victim, bro. Like, I was in such a victim mindset for so long. Even at like what I feel were really good points in my life, I was always creating victimhood in my life in some form or fashion. And to be able to remove that from my life and look at this life at such a different lens, where all I'm trying to do is have the most, like, the ultimate human experience that I can, be as present as I can in my life, so I can be there and be the best version of a father I can for my son, be the best employee, be the best owner, be the best friend, brother, family member, you name it, man. Every aspect of my life, I want to be at a very high quality level. And going through this program, again, gave me that foundation. And now, because of how impactful this was, it even gave me a framework to be able to implement it into my own life. Again, like what I said earlier, and taking what I want in my life, my goals, my aspirations, the things that I want to accomplish, take the values and habits and behaviors I got from this and truly lived, and really not change shit. I'll have drinks from time to time, but now I have respect about what it's almost like understanding the consequences of my decisions now, and actually making that part of my decision process every time. If I drink this drink, I know what the consequences are going to be. If I eat this, I know what the consequences. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I have those discussions with myself all day. Is this move that I'm about to make right now, is this going to be worth it? And so that was one of my biggest top takeaways. Excuse me. Another one, I have to say, it's tough, man. I mean, to even quantify this as 3 to 5 top takeaways. The next one has got to be, I don't know. You take it from here. I'm blanking.
I would say for me, one of my biggest takeaways is, I mean, it's hard to explain if you haven't gone through it, but the best way that I can explain it, and just from my heart, the biggest takeaway that I've learned from this is that my life is in my hands, bro.
Yeah.
Period.
That's big.
My purpose, and what's the word, dude? My purpose and the fulfillment of that purpose is in my hands. It depends on my actions, bro.
Yeah.
Before it was dreams.
Yeah. This is what I was talking about.
And it was easy. Y'all do it.
It's easy to dream.
It's easy, bro.
It is easy to dream,
It's
guys.
easy to dream.
So easy, bro.
But it's hard to take that first step.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to take that second step. It's hard to take that third. It's hard to take that fourth, that fifth, that sixth, that seventh, that eighth. But then once you take that 10th and you've got a rhythm going, 11, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
12, I'm pumped up.
Yeah.
13, yo, I'm doing this.
Just increase.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's so facts, man. That's such
my
facts.
biggest takeaway is I am in control of my own life, man.
Mm-hmm.
My own destiny. God put me on this earth for a reason.
Yeah.
We are alive. We have a beating heart for a reason, dude.
No doubt. Literally.
You
man.
are out of your mind if you think that you're alive but you don't have a purpose.
Yeah. No, you are.
What is
for
it?
Sure.
1 in a billion chances that you're alive?
Way
You
more.
have
It's
a
4 billion or even more.
4
than that.
billion, yeah, bro.
Crazy. Like,
Crazy numbers that you have a beating heart, bro. This program taught me that I am in control.
that's beautiful, bro. I'll bounce off of that because, like, I was blanking. I don't know why, but that has to be one of the bigger takeaways for sure. Is understanding that and understanding through action and experience, doing it every single day, and even past this program, doing it still. Consistency behind it is having the control over your decisions for your life. And when I talked about laying out the excuses on a table in front of you, that was what made me understand that fact that he just stated right now about having control over your life. Because when you look yourself in the mirror and look at all the bullshit you tell yourself, and even though, like I said, the deep ones, man, the ones that you can't even see right now, even if you tried to think about it and think that it was an excuse, you already have a list of excuses for that one excuse to validate that excuse. Once I was able to understand and was aware of literally every excuse, and trust me, I was digging for it, man. I wanted to know everything about myself. I wanted to expose the shit out of myself so that I could really get all the benefit out of this program. And once you start doing that and you cut all that shit out of your life, then you understand that you have control. You have control over your decisions. You can't always control your outcomes, but you can control your perspective. You can control the amount of gratitude that you have in your day that ultimately, in my opinion, gives you control of your day. Because regardless of you controlling your outcome or not, you can control the way that you react to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the hardest things, I think, as a human being that we have to go through on a daily basis is reacting to the unpredictable shit that happens in life, man.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad. You have a decision of how to react when things are good. You have a decision to react when things are bad, but typically when things are going bad, you create that victim mindset in your head and you lose control of literally everything. And it's the same thing with winning, bro. You could win big and you get sucked into that, but you don't understand that winning's on the other side laughing at you saying,
there's more to come.
You got a lot of work to do, buddy. You got a lot of work to do, buddy, if you choose. This was just a little taste, but I'm not going to give it to you anymore. It's a double-edged sword, man. Yeah. So at the end of the day, as long as you are doing the things necessary to put yourself in control of your life, you're going to be happier. You're going to have a better human experience. And trust me, like I said, bro, this is not going to be easy. Nothing of what you do is going to be easy when you're trying to put yourself in a new level, a new height in your life, be able to experience more things and be at a higher frequency, honestly, when it comes to just living your life and being closer to your purpose.
Yeah.
And, you know, we are running out of time, guys. We'll probably hop on here another one. We're going to bring in our boy Munir to hop on this as well and talk more about 75 Hard. Bro, I mean, I'm going to hop on this program at some point again. I don't know when. I'm not going to put myself out there like that yet. I'm doing some work on my own. Again, like I said.
And that's the thing, man, about this. Like, I'll even be honest for myself.
Yeah.
Not only did this teach me that I have control of my life,
yeah,
but since learning that I have control of my life, there are other aspects of my life that I want to heal from, that I want to grow from.
Oh my gosh.
And
Limitless,
I am now taking that step, not even being on the program.
Yeah.
I am taking that step out to work on those issues, you know. Face those issues, work on those issues. 75 Hard. It taught me to be a better man because for the first time in my life, I stayed true to my word. You stay true to your word.
Powerful,
even
bro.
though they're monotonous activities, I stayed true to my word.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd done that since high school, where I had a schedule of what class to go to.
It was all laid out for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
We're talking, I graduated 2014. We're in 2021 right now. Like,
it's a lot of life, man.
This is the first time that I feel like I have been in control of my life by choice. And there's so much more to come. That's what this program has taught me, is the fact that, this life is temporary. You have a purpose. You have a destiny.
Yeah.
You have two choices. You have two roads. Surface, which is complacency.
Comfortability.
Comfortability. I can't even say that word. And then you have self-growth. In that road, through that self-growth, you find the tools necessary to be able to fulfill your destiny and your purpose.
100%.
So I feel like
what's next. That's what's.
That's the thing, is it never ends.
No,
it doesn't end. Like I just said, bro, I have shit that I need, that where I'm at today, I'm doing certain things to like heal and grow from issues that I recognize from before even starting this to when I was young, that these are holding me back from my purpose, my destiny. But it was this first step that I took, that no matter as hard as it sounded, I decided to take that first step, that second, that third, that fourth, that fifth, that led to the 75th, that gave me that mentality of mental toughness, that I can do anything that I put my mind to, bro.
Yeah, boy.
That's it.
Fired up, man. And I'm proud of you for it, man. We have a lot of work to do. That's something that we talked about as well. We're going to wrap this thing up, guys. We are far from finished, but we're going to be relentless in our effort in doing so.
And it's going to show, bro.
Yeah, just watch. Just watch.
No, that's all you can say is just watch, bro. Respectfully, just watch.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to bring as many people with us. But again, not here to convince anybody of anything. You got to make that choice daily. You got to put yourself in a position to win by committing to actions and behaviors that are going to put you in the place that you want to be inevitably, man. So I encourage you to go do what you got to do, whether it's through this program, through another one. Again, I'm not going to promote this thing like that. I'm not going to convince you of anything, but out of the love of my heart, man, I want everybody to be able to live the best human experience they can. So go out and do it, man. Pay your dues every single day and do the things you know you have to do, because you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what you need to do to get yourself to the next level. And if you don't, find resources to get there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, man, keep getting after it every day. Be relentless in the effort of chasing your dreams and chasing being the person that you've been designed to be. And, nothing but love for you guys. We'll be back soon. Again, 9/11, September 11th, Tiki Bar, Costa Mesa. It's going to be popping with the boy KAADENZE. Thank you for coming on, man.
Bro, I love
Until
you,
next time, this is Orange County's very own. I'm your host, Makai Louie. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.